Maul is the one they want us to sympathize with.
Yeah.
Maul is atrocious, but we're sympathizing with him because he's not the most atrocious. That's a very bad bar to set when you're dealing with children's media.
Yeah.
At least he's not the worst thing.
That's as low as the bar can go.
Again, adult media, absolutely, go for it. I love that kind of stuff. Children's media, no.
Hey everyone, just wanted to let you know, if you want to watch the full version of this reaction, which was originally 45 minutes, you can find it over on Patreon. So if you're interested in hearing us discuss Filoni's whitewashing of the Mandalorians, suggest a character rewrite for Savage Press, and theorize how the Clone Wars first came to be created, then consider becoming a patron. Now without further ado, let's get into it. We're on the third episode. Now we get to do the stupid arc. Yay!
How come it's not red?
That's offensive. Morality separates heroes from villains.
Which is why
Except
Ahsoka
in this
is a
show.
I would never betray you, Auntie Satine. I'm here to rescue you.
Corky. He just casually murdered someone.
Death Watch.
Every time Satine says Death Watch, it bothers me. So similar to how Ahsoka says the names of the bad guys, and that bugs me.
Oh yeah.
It's okay, Auntie. She's on our side now.
Oh, you're good now? Okay.
That is not how that works. If you wanted some nuance, you would have had like some realism thrown in there.
Like people actually distrusting her when she's like, oh no, I'm good now. And they're like, not buying it. It goes from, I just helped put a crime lord in power, to, oh don't worry, she's on our side now.
Wow.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Don't you find it weird that Bo-Katan is like the only one who isn't blonde haired?
Yes, it bothers me. Literally everyone except for her.
Like,
Does she
I don't
dye
get it.
her hair? Oh my
Does she dye her eyes?
Well, there were worse, like Almec. Almec has purple eyes rather than blue eyes.
Oh yeah.
Though you could say blondes dye their hair for artificial intelligence. I guess Bo-Katan is just like, enough of the blonde jokes, guys!
Another non-blonde. Amazing.
Everything behind them is empty, everything in front of them is empty, and then all of a sudden there's a dude there. One dude. And now it's gonna be like,
three dudes now.
but there's like nobody! This is a city!
Yeah.
A city! Maybe want to do something about that, Bo-Katan? Now they start shooting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they're still practicing non-lethal methods. It looks like you're going for a light jog. For pity's sake, people, run!
I just realized something. You kind of already mentioned it, but my brain just didn't get the whole of it. This is a woman who is absolutely, completely, totally anti-violence. And Corky's just shooting up people left, right, and center right in front of her. And she's just like, Corky, you're so good, thank you! Yes, let's do this! She's such a hypocrite! She's such a hypocrite! In the arc with her, maybe it was just an episode, but like when it was Obi-Wan, if Obi-Wan so much as punched somebody, she'd be like, Obi-Wan, you know I'm against that kind of thing. Corky is just shooting people in the face and she's just like, yeet! Again, she could be such a great character. Like, so close!
If only the writers could get pacifism correctly.
Or character consistency at the very least.
This is a message for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I've lost Mantle. My people have been massacred.
Should the people have been massacred.
What the heck, Satine?
Like, other than when the crime syndicates were playing at being evil, I mean, they are evil, but like, they were play acting. And if I recall correctly, they didn't actually hurt anybody. They were basically just disturbing the peace. And like, now with the new order of things, the whole idea was that like, they were supposed to usher in like a new dawn, right? So if the people were suddenly being massacred, I don't think it would be working out so well. So that's a lie. And I also love how Corky just does not hear a right behind him as this guy's landing. He's not landing quietly. There was a very noisy jetpack. Oh, is there someone behind me?
Convenient deafness. Anyway, Satine didn't say that "you're my only hope" line. Shame.
When Bo-Katan is, you know, gets the Republic's help, like, she says, like, we can't continue the occupation for very long because the people won't stand for it. So obviously the people were living peacefully until Bo-Katan called the Republican. So yeah, Satine is just straight up lying. To me, this makes Almec, he was telling the truth, that all Satine cared about was her power. But the narrative is framing Satine as the good guy and Almec as the bad guy. And like, they don't even know what morality is. And they're all like, morality separates the heroes from the villains.
It is so profoundly disgusting that this was marketed to kids.
It is marketed to kids, yes.
Straight up disgusting.
It's also really hypocritical of Satine, because she's like, no, we will not be drawn into war, we're neutral, we're neutral, we're neutral, get your republic away from us. And then as soon as she needs help, and you know, it's not the separatists invading, it's an independent party invading. And she's all like, Republic, come help me.
We cannot just hand Mandalore over to these crime families and let Satine become a martyr.
It's very obvious that he's letting his personal feelings get the better of him.
If Kenobi comes to rescue his friend.
What was that? Friend. Because like, all villains say it that way. Friend.
They just kind of like linger on the word, like, what is this?
Ah! Anakin, that's the last time I borrow a ship from you.
Take the crappiest ship he could find. Oh, he's wearing his
Hardeen helmet.
yeah, I think the whole outfit is the Hardeen outfit.
Do you have a landing permit?
I think I left it in the ship. Come with me and I'll get it.
I have no idea what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, not at all. Are you stupid?
Look, somebody saw you with your helmet on. That was a really funny scene though.
It was.
My friend,
You better get your ship looked at.
It's my friendship.
Technically, that was kind of smart of Anakin because, yeah, he could use it as an excuse.
She's sitting in prison and she thinks to herself, this is a good time to do my hair.
Well, it looks like she just let it down because they're trying to make her look haggard, disheveled.
It's not working.
Here to do more of your master's bidding?
I do my own bidding.
I love how he says, I do my own bidding. You're a Jedi, man.
You don't do your own bidding.
No.
At the very least, I should hope you don't do your own bidding. Don't be like Ahsoka. Just don't even go there. You're better than that. You are so much better than that.
Are you alone?
Yes. The Jedi Council and Galactic Senate will be of no help to us here.
Pretty much everyone can hear you when you're talking in a cell. Like, including the next cells over and probably half the prison.
No, let's hope there's no guards around
In this prison.
In this prison.
Better not put your helmet back on.
Oh yeah!
I trust you have an escape plan then.
Oh, thank you.
There's no record of a prisoner transfer here.
Were you just looking at the records and the orders and the... You just know this? I would expect that kind of line to come from like some guy at a desk, like in the foyer of the prison. Not just some random dude riding an elevator. How does he know?
Hey, you! Stop!
No one was there. What the heck?
Look, someone got his helmet off again! Can you not see through it? Like, what? Okay, where's the Death Watch? Like, the Death Watch deserters. Bo-Katan and her pals. They were literally there, like, 2 minutes ago.
And Satine's not saying anything.
Yeah. What about Corky? What about, like...
She's just completely thrown her pacifist ideals out the window because it's convenient for her right now.
We have to contact my sister for help. She'll send reinforcements.
Who will most definitely do violence.
Who's your sister?
How does Obi-Wan not know she has a sister? I thought they were close. And she never talked, like, it's not like her and Bo-Katan have always been enemies. She literally just said that 5 minutes ago.
There was a time when we weren't enemies.
What about all the others? She's just like, nope, I'm the only important one. As long as I get away.
What is wrong with this woman?
Okay, when he first landed, I thought the idea was that they were gonna be like, hey, you can't land here, and he'd be like, oh, look at my ship, I had no choice, right? And so I was kind of laughing at the whole, like, oh, stupid ship not working right, blah, blah, blah. But then they didn't do it that way. And now having this crappy ship is creating huge problems for him. So it's like, he told Anakin, hey, I need a ship to go to Mandalore to get Satine, and Anakin gives him this crappy, rundown, broken ship, tells him, oh yeah, no, it's fine, it's great, it's perfect for you. Is Anakin trying to get Obi-Wan killed?
What the heck?
Like, if they had used it, rather than just making it the butt of a joke, if he had specifically used that as his ticket onto that platform, it would have made sense. Like, yes, it would become problematic on the flip side, but at least they would have a reason for it to be that way when he first got there. And then it doesn't make Anakin look like a total jerk for giving Obi-Wan something that could get him killed. Where is Bo-Katan? She was literally watching him come off the ship. What is she doing?
You should have chosen the dark side, Master Jedi. Your emotions betray you. Your fear, and yes, your anger. Let your anger deepen your hatred. Great. It is more powerful than you know.
And those who applied lost tools. The Night Sisters made it forward.
Silence! You think you know me? It was I who languished for years thinking about you. Nothing but this moment. And now...
She would have passed out a long time ago.
Well, A, there's that, but B, I thought it took some sort of concentration, maybe some sort of like continued hand gesture, but he's been talking and going on and using his hands.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I'm pretty sure it's him because Savage is just standing there like that, so he's not doing it.
It's another wingman.
Got someone in the corner. I mean, like, Savage did something similar in the last episode where he, like, you know, put his hand behind Maul's head to, like, stop the thing, right?
Oh,
but to, like, make him look cool, right? So maybe Savage is just, like, very, like, low-key, just, like, holding his hand, like, under his arm, like...
Perfect wingman! Perfect wingman!
He must be! He just, like, takes his cues from Maul. Maul goes, like... And he's just, like... And then Maul does his chat, looks super cool, and then lifts his hand again, and then, you know, Savage just releases her to Maul, like he did with the knife.
That would be hilarious!
That is my new headcanon!
There you go!
For this moment.
There you go! I really can't feel sorry for her, though.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Obi-Wan, but not her.
I was just gonna say, if Satine were a better character, if the writing in the show was actually good, this moment would actually land.
Take him to his cell to rot.
I do appreciate how they have Obi-Wan react to her death with grief instead of anger. He doesn't, you know, like, oh no, what did you do? Right? Like, he just holds her, and then when they come to drag him away, he doesn't fight them, he doesn't like, no, like, he very gently lays her down and just, like, lets himself be dragged off.
I think, like, he kind of realizes at this point that it was his fault. He made this happen.
Yeah, and instead of, like, becoming angry and hateful. He takes responsibility and processes his grief and moves past it.
And this is why Obi-Wan is a stand-up guy.
Suddenly Bo-Katan is there.
I guess she just got back from her tea break.
I guess so. If she had intervened when they were getting on the ship, Satine would still be alive.
You are Bo-Katan. I'm here to rescue you. That's all you need to know.
Why didn't she introduce herself as Satine's sister? And why is she rescuing Kenobi? The whole point was to rescue Satine.
Literally none of this makes sense.
Sounds good to me. In this case, I'm a fast learner.
He seems to have recovered like way too quickly.
Way too quickly.
Yeah, way too quickly. It literally goes from having your childhood friend murdered in front of your eyes to...
Oh, you're rescuing me? Cool.
I'm a quick learner. Let's go.
So much BS. This whole show is just like, we don't have time for feelings, so we're just gonna sweep that under the rug. I guess, yeah, they probably didn't have her introduce herself as Satine's sister because that would immediately bring up what just happened, and they're like, we don't want to deal with that right now, so we'll just have him be like, oh, you're good, okay, instead of having her logically explain who she is and be like, hey, where's Satine? She doesn't even ask about Satine, she just rescues him. Did she think, oh, he must not have reached Satine yet because, you know, I was having my lunch, so I just missed it, like I saw him arrive, and now I saw him over here getting led into prison, so obviously he failed to meet Satine. I don't know what's going on, I'm just gonna roll with it. This is so stupid. Where did she go? Why did they show us her seeing him arrive if she's not going to show up again until he's being led into prison? Because now she looks absolutely moronic. Like she's just been sitting twiddling her thumbs while her sister gets murdered. I hate everything.
Yeah, yeah. Where's the Imperial March?
They were just like, hey, you got a landing permit, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. When he comes, they're just like, wait till you can see the whites of his eyes and then say, halt! Where did they suddenly get all those people? Are the loyal to Maul Death Watch guys fighting each other? Because there was like 5 people who left with Bo-Katan. Or have there been more deserters in the meantime? Again, we're not shown this, so we just have to make up headcanon so that the writing looks good. Don't do the writer's job.
Yeah.
Don't make up headcanon to fix the ginormous plot holes. He can force choke people without doing anything. I guess it's a thing?
I have built all this in hopes of returning to your side.
I was just about to say, like, he seems genuine, but it's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah. Up until now, we haven't really been given his reasons for what he's doing other than to get at Obi-Wan.
Exactly.
That's what it's all been about. I'm gonna get revenge on Obi-Wan. I'm gonna get revenge on Obi-Wan. And now, oh, I've built all of this so that he'll accept me back. Okay, so was revenge on Obi-Wan part of that? Because that seemed like your goal. Now you're saying, no, that's not the goal, this is the goal. But again, like you said, he sounds genuine. We're being shown one thing and then shown something opposite to that. And so then it's like, okay, well, what?
I think this is more a case of show versus tell again, since the show seems to have like a huge problem with that.
He's telling us this is the goal, but what they've been showing us is this is the goal.
Love this fight.
If Sidious's ship accidentally got blown up, he comes out and his ship's just like smoldering wreck and he's just like... And then you see him arriving back to Coruscant in a ship like the one Obi-Wan just and then his like right hand man is just like, what I don't want to talk about it.
Go back to your Republic and tell them what has happened.
That would likely lead to a Republic invasion of Mandalore.
Yes, and Maul will die.
You're Satine's sister, aren't you? I'm so sorry.
This seems a little too suspicious that Bo-Katan was off having tea while Satine was getting murdered.
And she knows Satine was murdered, and then she goes and rescues Kenobi.
So that he can go to the Republic and bring back Republic aid to dethrone Maul so that Bo-Katan can have the throne. She wanted Satine to die so that she could have the throne!
I mean, yeah, that's not what's actually happening, but when you look at what we are given, yeah, that's a completely legitimate way of reading it.
That is so messed up.
That is really messed up.
And then yeah, she uses Satine's death to guilt trip Obi-Wan later on.
And Ahsoka stands right beside her going, yeah, listen to her. I thought, Because Ahsoka doesn't say anything. Basically, Bo-Katan does most of the talking. Ahsoka stands there with her arms crossed the whole time, supporting Bo-Katan. This is what it is, because yeah, you can accept what the writers want you to take away from it, or you can look at what the writers have actually given you and be like, okay, well, this is what you gave me, right? So if you wanted me to take away something different, you should have given me something different.
Yeah.
Do your job. I'm not going to do your job for you.
Until now.
She was
we talked about this.
We did. They're just like, you know, they're gonna die just like the Duchess, and she's like, yep. The plan was for Satine to die, and Bo-Katan had no problem with it. And now all of a sudden she has a problem with it, but she suspiciously wasn't around when it happened. Or rather, she suspiciously wasn't around when they needed her backup to get away safely. They showed us she was right there. And if they had just taken out that, what, like 5 seconds of showing us Bo-Katan seeing Obi-Wan arrived, this story reads completely differently. Now you're just wondering, okay, where was she? So it's still not great, but at least it's not like, okay, I know she was there, where did she go? I love the smile on his face through this whole fight. He's enjoying himself. And I don't really blame him. Given the role he has to play 99% of the time, this is him like getting out on a Friday night. Like, he never gets to do this. He doesn't get to be blatantly evil. Was he holding back?
That seems pretty stupid considering who he's up against.
I am not left-handed is not the thing to be playing here right now. I kind of mentioned it in, I think, the first episode in this arc. How, you know, we're basically, I don't know if root for is the right word, but basically Maul is the one they want us to sympathize with.
Yeah.
Maul is atrocious, but we're sympathizing with him because he's not the most atrocious. That's a very bad bar to set when you're dealing with children's media.
Yeah.
At least he's not the worst thing.
That's as low as the bar can go.
Again, adult media, absolutely, go for it. I love that kind of stuff. Children's media, no. It is a badass fight though. But yeah, why does he did not have the Darksaber before. It looks epic. I wish it had been there through the whole fight.
This is some stunning animation too. Like, this
I was gonna say earlier when you were like, oh, they look like they're out for a light jog. I was like, oh, you know, they weren't very good at animating. But they are!
Yeah, no,
where's your excuse? Why couldn't they look like they were moving quickly?
Laziness.
Have mercy. Please.
I feel more sorry for the kids who, you know, at like 6 years old were watching someone begging for mercy and being tortured, and literally hearing them scream as it goes to da, 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 da. And it's like, again, people tell us like, oh, like this show is meant for teens. Well, then why is it rated for children?
Yeah, exactly.
If this show is meant for teens, it would be PG-13 or PG-14. It's rated PG, so it is targeted at children and teens, not just teens. If the show was marketed to teens, I wouldn't be harping on this.
This show is awful, terrible, disgusting. See you next week, of course.